Hello viewers, welcome to today's section. Myself Rasmita Jena, lecturer in Computer Science, UN College of Science and Technology. So today I am going to discuss a major part of the data structure, that is algorithm. So before we going for the data structure, we must know about what is algorithm, what are the different characteristics of the algorithm, how we can design algorithm of a particular task, and the various things about algorithm. So let's have a discuss on algorithm. Algorithm is what? That is actually a step by step process to get a result. Okay. Here we can take one example. Suppose in daily life we are doing some new recipes in cooking, and when we are doing a new recipe, then we must follow the step by step process to result a new recipe. So that means in same way we can go for the algorithm. That means when we are executing a algorithm, that means our aim is to be find the result. That means suppose we are doing for adding two number, for multiplying two number, or anything we want to execute on a program, we must draw the outline of that program through an algorithm. That means before we going to implement a program, we must know about algorithm. Okay. So let's see. So today's content are what is algorithm, characteristics of algorithm, how to design an algorithm, and some examples of algorithm. So first we will know what is algorithm. Algorithm is what? It is a step by step procedure which define a set of instruction to be executed in a certain order to get a desired output. That is algorithm. That means it is a step by step procedure. We must follow this procedure to get the desired output. The algorithm designed are the language independent. That is, an algorithm can be implemented in more than one programming language. That means the algorithm is designed and we can implement this algorithm by using different programming language. So that's the algorithm is called as the language independent. And you can see this is the function of the algorithm. That means we must take some input, and these are the set of rules to obtain the expected output from the given input, and this is our required output, and this is the representation of flowchart of a algorithm. Okay. Then comes to know what are the different characteristics of an algorithm. An algorithm has different characteristics, and from which we must define, there must be some well defined inputs, and the algorithm must be clear and unambiguous. It is language independent, and it must satisfy the finiteness constraint. It must feasible, and it must generate a well defined output. Next we will discuss this character in briefly. So first we will define the first character, that is the algorithm must be clear and unambiguous. So clear and unambiguous means the algorithm should be clear and unambiguous. It means each step of the algorithm should be clear in all aspects and must lead to only one meaning. That means there must not be any ambiguous, that must be unambiguous. It must possess one meaning. This is the first character, clear and unambiguous characteristics of algorithm. And second, that must be well defined input. That means those data we inputted to the algorithm, that must be well defined. That means if an algorithm says to take input, it should be well defined input. Next characteristics, well defined output. As we are giving the well defined input, the algorithm must generate the well defined output. The algorithm must clearly define what output will be yielded, and it should be well defined as well. So these are the three characteristics of algorithm, and the next characteristics are finiteness. That means the algorithm must not continue with infinite loops. That is finiteness characteristic of the algorithm. An algorithm must be finite, that is it should not end off in an infinite loop or similar. Then next characteristics, that must be feasible. The algorithm must be simple, generic and practical, that is the feasibleness of the algorithm, such that it can be executed often it will available resources and it must not contain some future technology or anything. And the last characteristics of the algorithm, that it must language independent. As we already told about that, we are writing algorithm, but that algorithm can be implemented by using various programming language like C, C++, like this, and that is the language independent characteristics of the algorithm. The algorithm design must be language independent. So first we will discuss the first step. In first step, it will first define what will be the problem that to be solved by using algorithm. The first step is the problem that is to be solved by this algorithm. The second step, the constraints of the problem that must be considered while solving the problem. That means in that problem, what are the different constraints are to be. Then we must define that constraint in that algorithm. That is the second step of the algorithm. Then the third step. Third is the input to be taken to solve the problem. The next we will take input for the algorithm. That means what are the input required for solving a particular task. That is the third step. Then comes to fourth. The output to be expected when the problem is solved. After giving the input, the output to be expected when the problem is solved. That means after giving input, we must solve the problem. And next step is we must generate the output. That is the fourth step. Then last step, that is the solution to this problem is given constraint. According to the constraint, the solution is given. So these are the different steps how we can design an algorithm. So next we will know one example, how can we design an algorithm to solve a particular task. Here I am defining one simple example to add 3 number and print their sums. So according to steps, we will execute this problem by using algorithm. So first step, step 1, fulfilling the prerequisites. So first step is the problem that is to be solved by algorithm. That means what is the problem? The problem is we have to add 3 number and print their sum. So this is our first step. According to our task, we are defining the 3 numbers. That means we have to add 3 number and print their sum. This is the first step. And second step is what are the different constraints may be in that problem. That is the constraints of the problem that must be considered while solving the problem. In this algorithm, the number must contain only digit and no other characters. So this is the constraint. As we are adding 3 number, so the variable must contain only digit and no other character. That is the constraint of this problem. Then comes to third step. We must input. Third step is our for input to the algorithm. That is the input to be taken to solve the problem. We know that here we have third step is to input to be taken to solve the problem. So as per our problem, we have to add 3 number and print their sum. So in this case, we need to input 3 number which are only contain digits, which 3 numbers to be added. So this is the third step, input to be taken. Then comes to fourth step. Then what will be the expected output? The output to be expected when the problem is solved means still we are not solving the problem. So output to be expected when the problem is solved, and the output is the sum of 3 number taken as the input. Those number we are giving as input, we have to add this number we have to generate the sum of this 3 number. And last, the solution, or we have to solve the problem. The solution to this problem is in this given constraint. The solution consists of adding 3 number, and it can be done with the help of this operator. This is the arithmetical operator, that is addition operator. or bitwise or any other method, but in this problem we are using as addition operator, and by adding 3 number we will generate the sum of 3 number, that is our expected output. So these are the steps how we can execute one algorithm. So these are the different steps. Then next we will know how we can write an algorithm. So these are the methods how we can write an algorithm. So this is the keyword that must write first, that is start. Instead of start you can write begin. So this is the keyword start. Then we must declare 3 integer variable. Suppose these are these are num1, num2, num3 and sum. So these 3 variables num1, 2, num3 are used to store the 3 inputted data, and sum with the variable which is used to store the output after solving the problem. Then next we will define the value, that means we will put the input to the algorithm. That means we have to put the value for num1, num2 and num3. Then next we have to add these 3 numbers and store their result in the variable sum. And last one is there, that is print the value of the variable as sum. Instead of print you can also write display. Display and print both are the keywords of the algorithm, and this is the another keyword of the algorithm, that is end. This means end of the algorithm. Instead of end you can also write stop. Okay. So this is the one method of writing algorithm, and there also another method. This is the another method. We can write the same algorithm. You can see this is the start addition. This means addition algorithm start. Step 2, get the value of num1, num2, num3, or instead of this you can simple write input num1, num2, num3. Then comes to sum equals to num1 plus num2 plus num3, and after that comes to the step 4, that is display sum. Instead of display you can write print sum, then last one is your stop. Stop means end of the algorithm. So this is the one method. So this is the another method how can we write the algorithm. These are the 2 methods of writing an algorithm. Then comes to step 3 of the algorithm. The step 3 is testing the algorithm. That means those algorithm we are just writing, that is a correct algorithm or not. Then how can we verify that? We can verify by testing the algorithm by implementing it using any language. But here I am implementing this algorithm by using C language. Okay. That means this algorithm is now implemented by using C programming. As we already know the C programming in our previous semesters, and you can also follow the C language or C programming video lecture class. So now we will implement the addition of 3 number and print their sum by using C language. So as we already know about the C language, I am just showing you how we can implement this algorithm. Here I am writing a C program to add 3 numbers, and you know this is the header file, that is #include stdio.h, and this is the main function where we start our program, and after the starting curly braces of main function, next we will do the declaration part of the program. As we know you have to input 3 numbers, so you must declare 3 variables. For that is the variable to take the input of 3 number, that is int num1, num2 and num3, and int sum, this is the 4th variable which is declared as also integer type, because we have all integer type variables and we must input integer constant, and this is the variable integer sum which is used to store the resultant of the sum. Okay. Then next we will execute the input statement, that is print enter the number. That means here take the 3 number as input, and here I am using the printf to display the message, and the scanf function which is used to input the value for 3 variables, that is num1, num2 and num3. So here I am inputting the value for num1, num2 and num3. You can see scanf %d/n it means the value inputted through the new lines, and as we are inputting 3 values, so here I am taking 3 percentile d, and this percentile d is the format specification for integer variable, and these are the 3 variables. And after executing this scanf statement, it will take input of 3 number. Then we will sum the 3 numbers, that is sum equals to norm1, norm2, norm3. It means it adding the 3 numbers and the addition is stored in the variable sum. They calculate the sum and store in the variable sum. These are the command lines showing the description of the statements. Then we have to output the sum or display the sum. There is a message printed, sum of 3 number is percentile d sum. This is the print of the sum. This statement will display the sum of the 3 number. Then comes to next, return 0, as here we am writing int main. So this program must return a value, so that may be 0 or that may be any integer number. So next comes to, this is the ending curly braces of the main function. It means the end of the program. Then when we are compiling and executing this program, then what will be the result? The result becomes, or the output becomes, here you can see enter the numbers according to the input. You can see this is the message, enter the number, and in the output screen enter the number, that is 2, 3 and 5. Then according to the program you can see the output is displayed as sum of 3 number is percentile d sum. That means instead of percentile d, it will display the sum of 3 number. So you can see the message, sum of 3 number is 10. I am inputting 2, 3, 5 and their sum is total 10. So this is all about implementation of the algorithm adding 3 number and display their sum. This is the algorithm to adding 3 number and print their sum, and the program implementation of the algorithm by using C programming language. Next we will see another example from algorithm. So this is the another example to design an algorithm and to multiply the 2 numbers x and y and display the result in z. That means we have 2 variable x and y, and we have to multiply these 2 variables and store the result in the variable z. So what will be the algorithm? So first, according to our steps, so first we will write the keyword start or begin. Then next we must declare the 3 integer variable, that is x, y and z. X, y with the 2 variable which is used to hold the inputted data, and after multiplying these 2 variable and the result will be stored in the variable z. Then comes to third step. Then in third step, define the value for x, y, and in this step we can also write input x and y, and when we are writing input x and y, then when the user input the value for x and y, these values are stored in the variable x and y respectively. Then comes to fourth step, that is multiply the value of x and y. So according to our requirement, we have to multiply the 2 number, that is x and y. So next we will multiply the value x and y. Then after multiplication, we will store the output in z. That means to store the output of step 4 in z. This is the output of step 4, that is we have to multiply the value of x and y and we will store that value in variable z. Okay. Then comes to next, that is step 6. Then in step 6 we must print the value of z or we must display the value of z. And the last step, as we complete our algorithm task, so last step is we have to stop the algorithm, that is the stops keyword, that is stop keyword. So like adding 3 number, in similar process we can implement this multiplication algorithm by using any other programming language, and in the same way we can implement we can write algorithm for a particular task, and we can also implement by using any programming language. So this is all about your algorithm. what are the different characteristics of the algorithm, how can we design an algorithm, and how can we implement this algorithm by using some programming language. Thank you. Have a nice day.